What's going on, guys? So I am out here at the Jayco Homecoming event, and we're taking a look at the new 2026 model lineup. And in front of me is something that a lot of people are starting to see a lot more of. I think I introduced probably one of the very first ones the internet kind of went crazy over, and that are these destination style travel trailers. They're heavy, they're long, they're tall, they are kind of awkward from a towing perspective, but a lot of people have found that they can buy something like this and put it on a piece of land at a much more affordable cost than the current interest rates are for homes, and that's one of the reasons why these have gotten as popular as they are. People are treating these as residents, and because of that, all the manufacturers have kind of jumped on the bandwagon to create their version of a destination travel trailer. Now, I'm showing you this one, which is the Jayco Bungalow, because I had another RV reviewer that came up to me and said, I want you to go take a look at it and figure out what's missing, because there's something missing and I want to see if you can catch it. So I'm going to try to catch it as I walk through here. But before we do that, what I want to do real quick is actually see if we can find the model here, which I believe it's going to be this one right here at the bottom. And we'll look at that real quick so you can see kind of what the floor plan is supposed to look like. All right, so I think this is the 404 loft, but we'll find out in a second when I walk up to it. Actually, I can see the number right there. This is the 404 loft. Anyways, we're gonna take a look at this. Hang tight, I'll be right back. As always, we're going to start by taking a look at the numbers. This is going to have a gross vehicle weight rating of 13,200 pounds. It's not crazy heavy, but it is still pretty heavy. Twin 6,000 pound axles, and it's going to have 16-inch E-load range tires and an 1,161 pound cargo capacity and a 12,039 pound dry weight. So as we walk around, a spot for twin 30-pound propane cans, which is nice. Does this one have the hurricane tie downs? It does. So it has these little tabs right here that you can use to tie it down to the ground. That way if a windstorm or something comes through, it's less likely of possibly toppling over. It's also going to have a 12-inch I-beam frame. I'm not sure if it's going to have a drop beam section, but we'll find out once we get inside. And then a lot of stuff here. So it's got a wide body design, super tall roofs, oversized windows, big TV. All right, let's check this thing out. So here's the floor plan. It's a new floor plan. All right, so we will go in through this entrance, which is technically the main entrance. It's a sliding door. For those of you who are kind of confused by this design, these are usually meant for someone to build a deck or some type of a porch out in front of, and that's how you actually gain entry, and you don't really use the steps for that. Let's go ahead and hop in. Pan to the left. That takes you to the drop frame. So there's a drop frame in here in the bedroom. Then the stairs to the loft, and then pan to the right, and it takes you into the kitchen. So let's take a look at this area first. We have theater seating right here. We have an L-shaped sofa right here. TV's mounted on the wall. It's got a panoramic fireplace. This is all looking pretty common at this point. Looks like you have a part that folds out right, or pulls out right here, so you can actually turn this into a bed as well. So you got that. All right, good size windows. This is definitely not supposed to compete against those units that are like walls of windows. Some people don't really care for those because they let a lot of heat in. You have your standard table here with ottoman right here, and this flips up for more storage. Okay, you got kind of a shiplap board design right here, and these I'm assuming are all blackout shades, but nope, they're actually pleated blinds. So that's a bit different. I'm not sure if that's what he was referring to. So you won't be able to black the windows out, and that might be it. You can let a lot of heat in, not sure yet. This is thermofoil countertop, something I wasn't really expecting. I usually see solid surface materials in this, so I'm not sure if that's it. Has a 4-burner drop-in stove oven range, which is nice. Has a compact microwave. That's not what I was expecting. I would expect something a little bit larger, but for most people that'll probably suit them just fine. Got a lot of windows up front like you traditionally see. Dual basin stainless steel sink. This is probably set to be at a very affordable price point. That's kind of what you're seeing with these, is that this one right here doesn't look like it's meant to really compete from like a super high-end luxury perspective, and it seems like this is probably going to be easier to get into for a lot of folks. That's probably one of the biggest luxury upgrades that this unit has. Then you have traditional refrigerator and freezer. Nice, it's residential size. Okay, so you have this right here, which is a super large pantry. Super, super large pantry. Is that a desk or is that a drawer? That's a desk, so that's kind of cool, right? You can use this as a desk area if you need to. You got more storage below for larger stuff. Okay, so I'm not seeing anything that's kind of crazy yet. It's got 3 AC units, one right here, one in the center, and then probably one over the bedroom. So far, everything looks kind of traditional. Okay, we're going to check out the bathroom. It's a good size shower. This is traditional, what you might see in a lot of fifth wheels. It's a pretty big step up though. So yeah, if you're in here at about 6 feet, your head's going to be hitting this. So you could be a little taller if you don't mind your head being in the skylight, but it's a pretty dang short shower. Maybe that's what he was talking about. Thermofoil countertop, small medicine cabinet with mirror. Nothing too wrong here. I mean, this is all real functional. Plastic undermount sink. You have your area here for towels and toiletries. Big storage under there. Porcelain foot flush toilet. On-demand water heater. Again, depending on the price point here, if this is super, super affordable, which it probably is, that's probably what you're getting out of this as well. You get a big destination style RV, but at a super affordable price. Thermostat back here. The AC unit might be above it, so we'll have to find out where that is. Now, I'm theorizing it's lacking AC vents for the master bedroom. It looks like you have an AC vent right here, but that's just one. I don't see any more. This is probably what he's talking about. I don't know how they're going to get the air into this bedroom. These look like your furnace vents down here. And then you have a king-size bed. It's set up nice in here, but again, I don't know how you're going to cool it real well. This is set up for a stackable washer and dryer, which is nice. Big window right here. You got a nice little desk area. And then you have a second entry exit right here, which would get you in and out of here. Yeah, this is what I'm imagining he's probably talking about, because that's the only AC vent that I see inside here, unless I'm missing something. Let's go up here and see if the AC is up here. So there is a second AC or third AC up here. You got 2 vents for the loft area. It's a big loft right above the master bedroom. And then you got another loft right here, which isn't quite as tall, but it's also a pretty big space. But I think what he's going to say is that how are you going to get air into the master bedroom? At least a good amount of air, because I only see one small vent in there. And that wall you see right there, that little bump out right in the middle of the picture with the TV backer, that's probably the ducting to get down to the master bedroom. I mean, they have to pump a ton of air through that one duct to cool it, but I'm guessing that's what he's talking about. But we'll find out here in a minute. Anyways, what do you guys think? Pretty interesting floor plan. Again, it's all subjective to the price. If this thing is going, for a really affordable price, then they're going to sell these purely because they undercut the competition, and it might provide people what they're looking for, especially if they have a piece of property and they're looking to invest a relatively small amount financially into something for that piece of property. Because destination units can be all across the board in terms of price. They can start at like $35,000 and they can go all the way up to like $150,000 to $200,000. And just because it's more expensive doesn't necessarily mean it's larger. It typically means it's maybe more high-end in terms of amenities and features. Because Jayco could build something like this as a pinnacle version, and it would be 3 times the price probably. So this absolutely has a focus on cost savings, especially considering it has pleated blinds, it has thermofoil countertops, a relatively kind of vanilla refrigerator freezer, and just some of the other things inside of here definitely scream that they're not looking for the premium market with this. They're looking for the affordability aspect while still giving you a lot of space and features. But let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know if you think I missed something that he could have been talking about. But definitely interesting, and these things are super cool to look at every single time. Anyway, sure hope you enjoyed the video. If you haven't had a chance, please take a moment, subscribe to the channel, give me a thumbs up. We'll talk to you again very soon.